Hello trekkers, I'm Yatin and today I'll be telling you about one of the best high altitude crossover treks, the Hamta Pass trek. So I would call this trek as one of the most epic treks of India. It's a crossover trek where the scenery keeps changing as it starts from the lush greenery of Kullu region and ends in the arid desert of Spiti. If you're lucky enough, you'll even get to visit the Chandratal Lake. This is an all-in-one trek where you go through the alpine forests of maple, birch, oak, deodar and enter the wide meadows, trekking right next to the streams, and once you reach the start of the snow line, it's a steep ascent all the way to the pass. You're treated to a unique variety of exotic mountain wildflowers all throughout the trek. These beautiful flowers embellish the landscape. The mighty rocks standing against the backdrop of these delicate flowers make for a unique sight. You can expect 3 different scene changes in just first 2 days, from alpine forest to the green meadows and then to the moraines. One can see a green valley on one side and cold desert valley on the other side at the same time. Initial side of the pass is gradual ascent, which helps in a successful summit, and the other side of a pass is a steep descent, which gives all the mountain rush you are waiting for. Indrasan, Deotibba and Indrakila are visible from the pass. Stream crossing through icy cold waters is one of the most thrilling experiences of Hamta Pass trek. So let me tell you some more information about the trek. See, Hamta Pass trek is a 5 days long trek and the trek lies in the Pir Panjal range of Himachal Pradesh and is considered to be an easy to moderate grade trek. The trek goes up to an altitude of 14,100 feet at its highest point with a total trekking distance of about 26 kilometers. The best time to visit is between June to September. The temperature usually stays between 10 to 18 degrees Celsius during the day and 0 to 5 degrees during the night. Since this trek has a couple of high altitude camps like Shiaguru and Baluka Ghera, the temperature here even drops to sub-zero at night. So now let's talk about the trekking days and how to reach the base of this trek. So on day 1 we are at Manali at an altitude of 6,700 feet and our first campsite is at Chika at 10,100 feet. We assemble at 12 pm and after lunch there is a 2 hours drive to Jobra via Manali, the starting point of the trek. From Jobra it's an easy trail of about 2 kilometers that goes through a lush green alpine forest full of deodar trees that opens into the wide meadows of Chika, running parallel to the streams. Today we camp overnight at Chika. Next day, we are heading towards Baluka Ghera at an altitude of 11,900 feet. It's going to be the longest day of the trek. About 9 kilometers of trekking that starts with a gradual ascent. We trek right next to the flowing streams and even come across waterfalls and a water crossing along the way. We even get to see the wide meadows covered with flowers at our lunch spot. The entire day we'll be trekking in a narrow valley with huge mountains on either side. Baluka Ghera just touches the snow line and from here the Hamta Pass is right in front of you. Today we'll be heading towards Shiaguru at 12,900 feet and cross Hamta Pass at an altitude of 14,100 feet. It's going to be a 7 kilometers long trek and we'll reach the highest point of the trek, that is the Hamta Pass. First 1 hour is going to be a gradual ascent and then it'll be a steep ascent all the way up to the pass. We'll be walking on snow throughout our way heading towards the pass, and the amount and the condition of the snow will vary depending on the month in which you'll be trekking. We'll even get to see a grand view of the beautiful Indrasan peak. Once we cross the pass, there'll be a steep descent of about 2 hours that flattens out eventually, and in another hour, we'll be at our campsite of Shiaguru, which is also going to be the coldest of all the campsites on this trek. Next day from Shiaguru, we'll be heading towards Shatru at an altitude of 11,000 feet for a 7 kilometer trek that would take us about 5 hours. Trek starts with a water crossing early in the day and there'll be a gradual ascent on the moraine going forward. Once we reach Shatru, we'll head towards the most awaited location of Chandratal Lake. Visit to Chandratal Lake depends if the road conditions and the weather allows us to drive further into the Spiti Valley. We even might have to skip Chandratal altogether in case there are high levels of water crossing on our way to the lake. Well, if we make it to Chandratal, it's definitely going to be a divine experience and it's at an altitude of 14,100 feet. Day 5, it's going to be our last day today and we'll be driving down to Manali via Atal Tunnel. It is an 85 kilometer drive that has a complete off-road section till Spiti Valley diversion it should take us about 4 to 6 hours to reach Manali. In any case, we always reach Manali by 6 pm. Now let me tell you how to reach the starting points of the trek. See, everyone has to reach Manali first. And to reach Manali, there are 3 options. You can either take an overnight bus to Manali from Delhi or Chandigarh. Taking a bus from Chandigarh is the most ideal option. Chandigarh to Manali bus would take about 10 hours. Whereas Delhi to Manali bus is 16 hours long, it's a hectic one and takes a lot more time. We always recommend going for the government buses over the private ones outside the bus station, as based on the experience, we have found that there are very high chances of delay involved with private ones. Also, government buses are always more reliable. Whichever bus you choose, just make sure to reach Manali at least by 9 to 10 am positively. You can fly to Chandigarh and then travel by bus to Manali. In my opinion, that is the best option. You can even take a flight to Bhuntar airport, but I would not recommend it because of the high prices of the flight along with the unpredictability due to the cancellations. In case you do reach Bhuntar by flight, Manali is just a couple of hours away and you can easily get a bus or a private taxi till there. If you do plan to come via Bhuntar, make sure to reach at least a day before the trek starts. Or option 3, you can even come via train. Pathankot railway station is from where you can get direct buses to Manali, that is 300 kilometers from there, and would take an overnight journey. In this case also reach a day before at Manali. So once you reach the assembly point of the trek in Manali, TTH will take care of your travel to Jobra, that is also the starting point of the trek. And even when you're coming back at the end of the trek from Chhatru to Manali, that is also taken care by us. If you plan to do a road trip to Manali, you can reach Jobra by yourself either on your vehicle or you can just even hire a taxi till there. Just a heads up from my side that the last section of the road from Manali to Jobra is going to be really bumpy. Also make sure that in any case you reach Manali by 10 am on the first day of the schedule so that you're able to reach the assembly point by noon. Hamta Pass is in a small corridor between Lahol's Chandra Valley and the Kullu Valley of Himachal Pradesh, India. This pass is frequently used by the shepherds of the lower Himalayan region seeking high altitude grasslands in the summer when the dry cold desert of Lahol is barren. Let's come to Chandratal now. Trust me, when you'll finally reach Chandratal, the time goes still and you'll be blown away by the sheer beauty of this lake. Pristine blue water keeps changing its hues throughout the day. The crystal clear turquoise water of the lake radiates and paints a new picture. Chandratal or Lake of the Moon gets its name due to the crescent shape. It is located in the Lahol and Spiti district of Himachal Pradesh, India. The lake is situated on the Samudra Tapu plateau, which overlooks the Chandra river. The mountains overlook the lake on one side and a cirque closes it on the other. Interesting fact about the lake is that there is no visible source of water to this lake, but there is a visible outlet, which means the water of this lake comes from the underground, which is really unusual. The legend goes like that god Indra's chariot picked up Yudhishthira from here, and as a result it draws a lot of devotees to this beautiful lake. Not being a spoiled sport after telling you all these mesmerizing things about the lake, but at times there can be chances of not being able to reach the lake because of bad weather and road conditions. And there is quite a bit of water crossing from our last camp of Chhatru till the lake. And I personally have crossed these sections many a times, and I can vouch for the fact that there have been instances when we had to skip the crossing because of the level of the water and we had to turn back. What else can you expect during this trek? See, there would be no mobile network on the trek. You will be mostly trekking next to the flowing streams and there will be a couple of water crossings during the trek. Expect snow at the pass and we'll be providing you with micro spikes to walk on the snow. You can also watch our video on how to walk in the mountains. Since Hamta Pass trek happens during the peak monsoon season, there will be chances of rain during the trek days. So carrying your rain gear is a must. Also, this is one of the colder treks and you must carry warm layers to trek comfortably. I would suggest you to come in June and July if you want to experience snow. If you are more inclined towards the lush green parts of this trek, then you must come in August and September. Shiaguru is going to be the coldest campsite of the trek, and the next day a river has to be crossed in the morning without shoes, so carrying floaters is a must. Avoid getting flip-flops on the trek. So that's it about Hamta Pass trek, And if you found this video guide worthy enough, please like, share and comment. Till then, keep preparing hard and see you soon in the mountains.